It was Snape stores in Longton, yeah. Basically, yeah, he had a bakery and, well, a shop. It was a grocer's shop, really, in Longton. But there was a small bakery in the back, which was run by one person, really, who baked all the bread, cakes, pies, etc., you know. That was Fred Steele. And he worked for my dad and my granddad for about 52 years, something like that. So yeah, he was there all the time, basically. My granddad had about 4 shops in Stoke-on-Trent. There was one in Longton, I think there was one in Stoke, Arts Hill and Penkle, if I'm right. This was before I was born though, like, you know. There was the only one that was left was the Longton one, which my dad worked at. And Fred, and there was another woman there as well, called Mary Smaldridge, who, but she didn't work in the bakery, it was just in the shop. So it was my dad and this Mary in the shop and Fred in the actual bakery, you know. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know because I think they took over from the shop from somebody called Alison. And the reason I know that was because there's something in there's a tile on the entrance to the shop. I don't know if you've seen them, like going across the shop sort of thing, and it was called Allerton's shop. I've got a picture somewhere, but '30s, '40s, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure of the dates, like, you know. Yeah. Well, he didn't. I don't think. I don't think he was involved in that side either. It was just Fred who did it at that, you know, at that shop. Whether there's somebody at Allerton's that did the bakery and a separate person, like, you know, I don't know. But yeah, I've got some pictures of the ovens as well, and they actually date back from 1885. Yeah, yeah. Mainly with sandwiches, but it was from the bread. You know, the bread was used to make, you know, make the sandwiches, like, you know. It was jam tarts, custard cakes, pork pies, that sort of thing, like, you know. But it was mainly, I suppose, mainly the bread. Yeah. It was, I think he did brown and white. There's none of this special, you know, different. It was pretty basic stuff, you know. I think there's only like two sorts, either brown or white, and then there's the different sizes of the bread, you know, because they come in different tins. You've got, I think, possibly about 3 different sizes of tins he had. No more than that, ones I said. So small, medium and large tins. Yeah. I helped out. I think I did a bit of cleaning in the shop at the weekends, like, you know, but I never it wasn't something that was making any money, to be honest with you. That's why, well, he retired in 1994. I think Fred, who worked in the bakery, retired 2 years earlier in 1992. I think he sold it a couple of years later, but not for much. I don't know what happened to all the ovens. Like, well, they were just basically they were very iron sort of oven. You know, the things that open, like, you know. But I don't know what happened to the stuff. I don't know. Delicious, absolutely. Yeah, I did like the bread. I suppose the shelf life of it. I don't remember the shelf life of it being that good. You know, it was lovely on the first day, okay on the second day, but I think, you know, within 3-4 days it was gone off a bit, like, you know. But it was really, really nice on the first day. That's what I remember about it anyway. But I did like the pork pies. He did a sort of what they call a flat pork pie. You don't see it very often now. I think Chatwins do it actually. I was looking in there the other day. It's not a raised one. It's just a round sort of flat pie, which you don't see very often now. He just did it in his Morris Minor van. He didn't have any. There was no name on the side though. It wasn't. He never advertised the place or anything like that. He wasn't. He wasn't the sort of bloke who, you know, when he retired, he didn't want a fanfare. When he, you know, he was the Sentinel weren't there or anything like that. It was all. He just wanted to, you know. He didn't want any fuss or bother. He wasn't that sort of person, like, you know. But mainly the deliveries were for customers, like, you know, private customers. Who used to go round, you know, he'd finish the shop. It was mainly on a Friday night, this was. He'd finish the shop and then he'd take the orders out to the customers, you know, to their houses. But, you know, obviously the bread and cakes and that sort of stuff, pies, were within the orders of, like, you know, the things we'd sell in the shop, like the bacon and tin food and, you know, everything, like, you know. But he'd actually go in to that, he'd probably, you know, spend about half an hour to an hour, you know. They were friends more than anything, like, you know. So he'd take it wasn't a case of just dropping stuff off and going, you know, not like Yars does in Tesco's now, like, you know, delivery service, and you just drop, you know, he'd go in and spend time with the customer, like, you know. But it was more of a friendship thing than anything else, like, you know. It was 92, it would have been, yeah, yeah. 92 was the last. It was sometime in September 92 when it was Fred's 65th birthday. And that's when they, you know, called the bakery side of it a daylight, you know. Well, the other person working in there, Mary, she wasn't 65 till like 2 years' time. So my dad retired at 67, and Mary was well, I think no, sorry, she wouldn't have been 65 because it was 60 for women then. So he carried on for 2 years after, like, you know, and he used for the bread. He used a company called Bangry's, which is still going. They're not far from my dad's shop now. They're Normacott. Near Longton, you know, which is, they deliver around, I think they deliver around here actually, they all deliver all around Stoke-on-Trent. To be honest with you, I didn't go in the bakery. I went, well, I did go in the bakery, but not I suppose, not as a youngster, like, you know. I went in my teens, like, just to see Fred, but, you know, I didn't go in there often. I normally went in the shop, because Monday to, you know, he only worked Monday to Friday. Well, no, he didn't. But basically, I think he started very early in the morning, like 3-4 o'clock. So I don't know what time he finished, but it was sort of all over. The baking part of it was by the time I'd get in, sort of thing, you know. So, you know, I remember on his retirement day, we got up there pretty early, and we just caught the last loaf coming out, and that was like 8 o'clock, you know. So we didn't see, you know, personally I never saw a lot of the baking, I'll be totally honest with you, you know.